Came to pass that in the morning the Lord looked in unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the clouds, and troubled the host of the Egyptians. Ellen White said, the mysterious clouds changed to a pillar of fire before their astonished eyes. The thunders pealed or roared, and the lightnings flashed. There's lightnings, just like in the Bible, from the east to the west. The clouds poured out water. There's typhoon, stronger than Yolanda. The sky sent out a sound. Thine arrows also went abroad. So the arrows were just like scattered everywhere. The voice of thy thunder was in the whirlwind. The lightning lightened the world. Just imagine this. The lightning lightened the world, the whole earth. So just imagine how big that lightning is. The earth trembled and shook. But in TV, when we watch the Red Sea crossing in the movies, we can see the earth is moving. But as Ellen White describes it, the ground was shaking. And there's lightning. The Egyptians were seized with confusion and dismay amid the rock of the elements in which they heard the voice of an angry God. They endeavored to retrace their steps and flee to the shore. They were running to the shore. They had quieted. But Moses stretched out his rod, and the piled up waters, hissing, roaring, and eager for their prey, rushed together and swallowed the Egyptian army in their black depths. It was just like a tsunami, a storm surge. The water swept them. They thought they were running to safety. But actually the water brought them to the middle of the sea. As morning broke, it revealed to the multitudes of Israel all that remained of their mighty foes, the mail-clad bodies cast upon the shore from the most terrible peril. One night had brought complete deliverance. It didn't take for God to save the Israelites 1 week, but only one night. That vast, helpless throng, bondmen and used to battle, women, children, and cattle, with the sea before them, and the mighty armies of Egypt pressing behind them, had seen their path open through the waters, and their enemies overwhelmed in the moment of expected triumph. Jehovah alone had brought them deliverance. And in the same way, when Jesus comes, if only we will remain faithful, it will be the same God that helped Israelites, the same God will help us also. Jehovah alone can bring us deliverance. And to Him, their hearts were turned in gratitude and faith. Their emotions found utterance in songs of praise. The Spirit of God rested upon Moses, and he led the people in a triumphant anthem of thanksgiving, the earliest and one of the most sublime that are known to man. The place Pihahirot. This is the place of Pihahirot. Can you notice that? It's a beach formed by sand, brought from the mountains by seasonal rainfall. And it's formed into a beach. That is where the Israelites encamped. This is what we call Pihahirot. In front of them, water, sea. Beside, on the right, on the left, very steep mountains, 2,000 meters high. And what's at the back? The enemies. So if you find yourself in Pihahirot, what would you think? What would come to your mind? You're in trap. Nowhere to go. That's why the people of Israel were so angry with Moses, and they're ready to stone Moses. Why did you bring us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? Was there no grave in Egypt that you want us to die here? Because the people saw Pihahirot as a trap. This is it. Finished. End. No more going further. Sometimes we find ourselves in the same place, Pihahirot. Migdol, So today we call it Nueva Beach in the Gulf of Aqaba. So do you see that? That is how it looks like. The picture of Pihahirot. On the sides, mountains. Of course, children, mothers, women cannot climb these mountains. And in front of them, water. It's a trap. And behind them, pursuing them, are the what? Egyptians. But, of course, God delivered them. The great lesson